Hello, welcome to Growing with Fatman and the Transformation Podcast. This is a podcast that's all about transformation. Here we talk about how we can transform our lives to live a purposeful life. If you want to live the life that God has designed you here on earth, you have to transform yourself into being that person that God designed you to be. And I'm your host, Fatman and Gabriel Mafulul, and I'm so glad you tuned in today. And today we are going to be talking about a very great and powerful topic. Please stay tuned and listen because this topic will change our lives. And please, I would love you to subscribe to this channel and just like this video. And please, come on, it will hurt when you subscribe and like. I'm just pleading with you to do that so that the channel can grow and we can keep doing more that has to do with transformation. Our topic for today is how to live fulfilled. Fulfillment is something that has become a daily question for everybody. We keep asking every day, am I living a fulfilled life? How do I live fulfilled? And fulfillment is all about being fruitful, producing great impact from your life, producing substance from your life, making a meaning from your life that will mean a lot to other people. And that's what fulfillment is all about. We can say fulfillment is fruitfulness. And today we are going to be talking about fulfillment from the angle of a parable or from an event that happened with Jesus in Mark chapter 11. This is one of the most profound things or stories I've seen that have to do with fruitfulness and fulfillment in life. And the story in Mark 11 will lead us to have a great understanding on the whole topic of fulfillment. I'm going to read Mark chapter 11 from verse 12 to 14. Let's read that and have a base for what we're going to be talking next. Here I read. The next morning, as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. He noticed a fig tree in full leaf a little way off. So he went over to see if he could find any figs. But they were only leaves because it was too early in the season for fruit. Then Jesus said to the tree, "May no one ever eat your fruit again." And the disciples heard him say it. Now, many times we might think Jesus was too harsh in his statement because, come on, the tree it was early in the season of bearing fruit. It's expected at that time some trees might not have fruit. But the message is not just about that tree, but it was a powerful statement when it comes to living your purpose and bearing fruit. It was a powerful understanding that Jesus was bringing to us at that time. If you notice that the tree was full of leaves, many times in our lives we look like success. We portray the picture of success. Sometimes there are even statements of fake it till you make it. We try to show the world that we are producing, that we are bearing fruit. But when someone comes closer to our lives, they will see that we are not bearing any fruit. We are not fruitful. But what we are showing off from afar is that we are bearing fruit. And we see that living a fulfilled life is all about bearing fruit. It's not about having the semblance of bearing fruit. And I believe that is what Jesus was bringing to our understanding, that as a man, when you are living, a fig tree was created to bear figs. A mango tree was created and designed to bear mango fruit. A guava tree was created and designed to bear guava trees. That is how each and every one of us is unique. And by design, we have that built in us that we were created to do. And when we are not doing it, we are not living to the potentials in which we were created for. And we see that is what Jesus was bringing to our understanding, to have to know that this is what we should do. And we see that the next morning, that is in verse 20 to 21, when they were passing, the disciple noticed that, Master, look at the tree you cursed. Look at the tree that you said no man will eat of its fruit again. It has withered away, it has dried off, and it can no longer produce fruit. And when they brought this to him, then Their attention was caught to the message Jesus wanted to give them. And if we notice in verse 22 to 24, what Jesus first told them was not what we will expect many people to say. Of course, we were expecting that Jesus would say, no, these three, I caused it because of this and that. But Jesus' first statement was, have faith in God. What does fruitfulness have to do with having faith in God? We'll look into that. Let me read it for us so that we have clarity. In verses 22 to 24 of Mark chapter 11, Jesus said to the disciples, have faith in God. I tell you the truth. You can say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. But you must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you have it, it will be yours. This is very profound. The first thing Jesus told them was, have faith in God. It means for you to be fruitful, you need to have faith in God. And you need to believe. Faith is our belief, your deep conviction that trust in something will happen. And if you say that with that faith in God, he likened it to staying a mountain, as impossible as how it is to move mountains. In my line of work, sometimes we move rocks, we move stones to clear fields, to clear sites, and we see how many people will be pushing a little rock. But he said, in faith and trust, you can make a mountain move from where it is into a sea. That is when you don't doubt in God. And that is to tell us that the level at which having faith in God can have an impact in our lives. But it went further. In verse 25, it said something, and I'm going to read it for us. It's very profound. Verse 25 says, and when ye stand praying, forgive if ye have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive your trespasses. This is very profound and very significant. The first key for fruitfulness is having faith, trusting in God, trusting in the purpose that he has designed you to accomplish, and trusting in him giving you the strength to accomplish that purpose. We see in Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your understanding. And it says in verse 6, seek him and acknowledge him in all your ways, and you will know the path to take after you seek him and acknowledge him. So you knowing how to bear fruit is in trusting in God wholeheartedly. When you trust in God, you will not just have the semblance of bearing fruit, but you will actually bear fruit. And the second key we see is forgiveness. Because when you don't forgive, when you hold on to what has been, it will be difficult for you to look onto what will be. A double-minded person is unstable in all his ways. You cannot look forward and backward at the same time. So for you to look forward onto bearing fruit, you have to let go of what has been. And that is what forgiveness is all about. When you forgive, then God will forgive you. So we see that the key to living a fulfilled life and the key to bearing fruit is found in having faith in God. And it's rooted also in forgiving. So in this story in Mark 11, we should not just look at it as a story of a fig tree, but let's look at it as a story of our lives. We have been designed for a purpose, for a unique purpose, just as the fig tree was designed to bear figs. And any tree that doesn't bear fruit according to what it has been made to bear will dry up. And when you have that understanding, you keep trusting in God, having faith, because the key to living in fulfillment, to living a fruitful life, is having faith. As Jesus said, have faith in God. Trust him that you can even say a difficult thing to happen, and it will happen because it is in his purpose for it to make it happen. He has designed you to bear fruit. And when you ask him that, Lord, help me bear fruit, you bear fruit and let go of what has been. That is the key to bearing fruit. Thank you for being on this transformative episode on Growing with Fatman and the Transformation Podcast. Please, if you are blessed, I would love you to comment your thoughts and areas in which this message resonates with you. Please, and again, I would like you to subscribe. Please subscribe to our growing channel so that we grow a community of people who are ready to transform their lives to live their God-given purpose. Please like this post so that it can go viral, and I would love you to share it with a friend. Share this with a friend. Let's know what your friend thinks about it. And of course, you might just help someone who is in need of a message like this. Thank you, and I remain your host, Fatman and Gabriel Mafulu. Do have a lovely day ahead. Peace.